Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Okay, if this video gets over 1,000 views, I'll be happy. What's up, my Legion of Knights? It's me, Sadosti here from Gamers Theater, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're on Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. You guys really love these type of videos. I've noticed that the past few DHMIS videos have gotten like a lot of views. The first one got over 2,000 views, the second one got over 100 views. So if this video gets over 1,000 views, I'll be happy. I thought of the perfect idea for a DHMIS video, or series technically, where I do an analysis of each character in the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared universe. I'm thinking more like major characters, not like characters are only in the show for like 5 minutes or something, like Unemployed Brandon or that weird safe thing. I'm talking more about like major characters, like some of the teachers, the main characters, Roy, Leslie, all that sort of stuff. And I'm planning on doing all of the characters if this video succeeds, which I hope it does. Today we're going to be exploring Warren the Eagle. A worm who is too prideful to admit that he is flawed, and henceforth tries to force his own beliefs and ideals onto others. Let's check him out. When the episode first starts out, it's the trio trying to use their computer, as it's their special computer holiday. Kinda. Yellow Guy can't seem to remember the password to their computer, henceforth they are afraid their computer day is cancelled, in which Red and Duck brutally and honestly lash out against Yellow Guy, understandably because he can't remember the password, his one job. Like, if you couldn't remember it, why didn't you just write it down? Never mind. And in that case, Warren uses some form of magic to pause the episode. He acts kind of like your classic business tutorial video where he's just like, okay, stop. He then states that this is a very inappropriate reaction, which is very understandable, as you shouldn't be cursing at someone over something as petty as a computer password. Warren then rewinds the entire scenario, but this time he dubs it with his voice. So when Red Guy lashes out against Yellow Guy, Warren makes his own response. Then he goes back and dubs Red Guy's response to that response. The only problem with this is that it's so very exaggerated and extreme. It uses language such as, how dare you, and disrespect. Red Guy's reaction also includes, I tried to destroy your reputation, bad friend. This is something that a normal person would not respond to, especially not something as extreme as that, which kind of adds into some sense of narcissism that Warren has, and extremity. Warren's voice sounds also incredibly strained, and it cracks at the end of each sentence he makes. This is because I believe he's so passionate and stressing over what he is saying that's having an effect on his throat and speech pattern. And because he's speaking so much, it's causing his voice to crack. Warren then gives us a business card that says Warren the Worm, but it's crossed out and replaced with Eagle. This is because Warren sees himself as an eagle. He wants to be an eagle. Why is this? Well, here's what I think. Worms are at the very bottom of your typical food chain. They're basically meant to be food for other animals, they're eaten by other animals and so on, but they're like the first to get eaten, next to like the dirt they're having. Eagles, on the other hand, are different. They are at the very top of the food chain. Eagles are also a symbol of pride and power. So it's pretty clear that Warren would want to be an eagle over a worm. An eagle would be at the top of the food chain and a symbol of strength. Meanwhile, as a worm, he's a symbol of weakness. There's the phrase, soar like an eagle, and there's the concept of calling someone a worm, which means calling them a wretched and weak person. Obviously, Warren wants to soar like an eagle, because he's a physical worm, he's considered wretched. This amount of pride he takes into himself can also be seen when he says, there's nothing wrong with me, after saying there's nothing wrong with him. He's making a situation that doesn't include him all about him. Warren then states that he's not a part of the OK Stop organization anymore. From what he's talking about, the OK Stop organization seems to be kind of like a friendship charity type thing, where they help show people how to be morally better people, which is weird. We also get a glimpse on why he's not affiliated with the OK Stop organization, and that is because he was fired. In episode 2, Death, we see in the newspaper an article saying, Worm fired for harassment. This is probably because Warren was harassing the other workers in the OK Stop organization, or the people that the OK Stop organization was experimenting on, and henceforth this got him terminated. This is where we have to make a certain timeline for Warren to understand like his full character. In his presentation that he made, he sings a song about how he wanted to do a business proposal, but all his friends abandoned him and left him behind, in which then he decided to unfriend them, in real life kinda, and move on. My personal belief is that what happens is that Warren first abandons his friends, and then, because he thinks that his friends were bad friends, he joins the OK Stop organization and uses their resources to help other people in his own twisted way. But because of this, he fails and gets fired. He probably views the OK Stop organization as probably corrupt in this way because they affected his pride and his ego. This would then take us to today, where Warren meets with the trio and tries to convince them that they're bad friends. If you look at how Warren is teaching the trio, it's pretty clear that he shares a lot of similarities with all other teachers from the last few Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared episodes and in the previous series. They all have this black and white vision of their topic. Everything to them is clear and cut. However, that's not how our world works. There's always a gray area. For the twins, they saw a family as mothers, fathers, multiple uncles, cousins, yada yada yada. For the job guy, he sees jobs as just random things that keep you occupied, and so on. Warren is just like this. To him, if you don't pay any attention to your friends, you are a bad friend. If you are not constantly stalking your friends, you are a bad friend. If you make one mistake, you are a horrible friend and should be left alone forever. The scariest part about this is that Warren doesn't see himself as being wrongdoing by thinking this. He doesn't seem to believe that he's a bad person for having such an awful mindset. And this is probably stemming from the fact that he lost his friends in such a similar way and probably thinks everybody else should behave this way. We also then see a sense of pride in Warren where all 4 characters are insulting him, delivering lethal roast after lethal roast onto Warren, and it's clearly harming his poor ego. This is where he's just letting out a silent cry and stating, "Oh, I'm laughing." He's bottling up all of his emotions, which is probably also what's causing a strain in his voice, because he's constantly bottling up every emotion he feels, possibly to satisfy his own pride. The only time Warren ever seems really calm is when he's talking about this restaurant-style meal. This is probably because he wants to get together with like the trio and our main characters, because he wants to have a friend, especially with how his voice seems so calm and just luring in its own way, kind of like he's trying to lure in a puppy, kind of like, "Hi there, wanna come? Come here, come here." Which is what I like about this character. He's a combination of both tragic and hateable all at the same time, just like Frollo, the Skeksis, Judge Claude Frollo, and it's why I really like him. Near the climax of the episode, we see that Warren is on some sort of rescue mission to save Yellow Guy. But then he meets the Brain Friends who all shower him with compliments. These are probably like the first compliments Warren has ever received his entire life. So he tries to hang around with the Yellow Friends as much as possible. But in doing so, he annoys them, causes them trouble and pain, especially when he tries to force his podcast and business ideals onto other people, especially the shy younger brother, who clearly is uncomfortable with Warren, and at that point offs himself. This causes distress in Yellow Guy, who tries to retreat further into his brain, but then Warren continues to catch up to him and chase him, seemingly forgetting what he actually came there to do. As Yellow Guy continues to run throughout the deepest corners of his mind, he can hear Warren call him out as his best friend, showing that all Warren truly wanted was a friend, but His ways of getting it were just too extreme. The last time we see Warren, his outsides finally match his insides as he turns into the clingy, bottom-feeding monster that he truly is. And this eventually leads to his downfall.
Pesky bee.
So, at the bottom of the trash can, who was Warren the Eagle? He was an obnoxious, prideful, and selfish worm that couldn't understand empathy. He constantly wanted to promote his own ideals and knowledge to others, but in doing so pushed his friends away and drove him over the edge. This is what led to his death and downfall. Whew, finally I did. The long-anticipated new DHMIS video came out. Oh my god. If it wasn't clear yet, that video was very much inspired by The Vile Eye. He does a lot of videos based around analyzing villains and how evil their villains are, and I wanted to try it out with my own touch. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if you want to see other DHMIS characters analyzed or other characters from video games and web series that you want to see analyzed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.